What's going on, everybody? Drew over at Future Strategy Gaming coming at you with another quick thoughts video. This one is whether or not you should try Final Fantasy XIV. This is the argument against you trying it. So feel free to take a look at my other video of why you should try it, and we'll go from there. So first point, JRPG art and story. Now, there is a stark difference in Western designed MMORPGs and Eastern designed MMORPGs, as well as just RPGs in general, both in how they tell the stories as well as in the art design. And Final Fantasy XIV Online is no exception to that. The story absolutely drives this game. A majority of your first 200 to 300 hours is all story mode with cutscenes and dialogue style storytelling. That holds true throughout the game in all aspects. That's not going anywhere. And if you don't enjoy that, you won't enjoy this due to the sheer volume that you're going to have within this game. On top of that, if you don't care for this particular animation style and how flashy this game has a lot. The visuals are on a completely different level, and they're so in your face that it can be overstimulating and overwhelm you very easily. And if those are two things that you know that you're not going to be able to get past, this game's probably not for you. Another one is PvP. Now, PvP is not for everybody. I excel sometimes I'm not having it. Just depends. I'd rather go play a shooter. To each their own. Now, as far as it comes to MMORPGs, Final Fantasy has terrible PvP. Unfortunately, it's just not something they excel at, and honestly, I'm okay with that. It doesn't have to excel at everything to be a good game. Other MMOs do excel at this. Off the top of my head, I can think of Guild Wars 2. I guess you can call Destiny 2 and 1 an MMORPG. And then World of Warcraft all have fully fleshed out PvP systems, and they do excel in their own ways. I just think that in Final, the balance off, and because of the way the combat system works, there's a lot of gimmicks that go into it, and it's not something they're willing to really put their resources into. So PvP is something that you like and is something you're going for. You're probably not gonna find it here. So coming from WoW, alts can be kind of a contentious topic. On the one hand, I like multiple characters. Each have their own things to do. The combined different look, different abilities based on what character you have, and some flavor as far as maybe potentially racial abilities. That can be kind of fun, and it has its own niche field of people who really enjoy that. In contrast, Final Fantasy is a one-size-fits-all. Your one character can do everything. You can purchase a sub that allows only one character to be created on your account, or you can do up to several and split those off into different worlds if you'd like. But if you want some individuality between your toons, this game's going to have a seemingly harder time to achieve that in comparison to some of the other games on the market. So Final's raid design is totally different, and there's not only multiple different difficulty layers, but the sheer length of some of these fights is nuts. If you're coming from PvE in EverQuest or World of Warcraft, some of those fights, the longest one I've ever taken a part of, I think, was like 9.5 minutes back in BFA. I guess Mythic Jaina Arceus was pretty quick, but I mean, 12 minutes at most. There's a fight right now, Ultimate Alexander, that takes 18 minutes. Can you imagine just for a second that you're 15 minutes in, everything feels like it's going well, and you wipe? Can you handle that? Because if you can, I mean, that is going to be something that really throws you off. There's no trash in between. You're not running back. It's fight, and you're going to hit that boss nonstop during this 15 to 18 minute fight, and I love that. But not everyone does, and I'm not expecting everyone to. And so if that's something where you're like, man, I gotta stay engaged in this one fight for like 15-20 minutes, that's wild. I don't know that I want to do that. That's fine. Don't do it. This game probably isn't going to be able to fulfill what you're looking for in that particular regard. If you're looking for something shorter, this probably isn't the best game for you. All right, the last point I want to make is the grind. Now, it's real. There is a heavy emphasis on the leveling process because of how you play on one character, as well as the main story quest taking as long as it is, just due to the storytelling, as well as it being a JRPG. That's a lot to grind. I am not even halfway through grinding all my jobs, and it's got a lot. But I like that. I think I play MMOs, especially MMORPGs, in order to grind and do that. And I'm okay doing it on one character because it allows me to have one major progression hub. But I mean, could you imagine if this grind was over multiple characters? It would be absolutely nuts. It almost feels insurmountable at times. And for players who haven't played this game before, ARR alone is like 200 hours or something ridiculous of like main story. It's ridiculous. I think it's like 300 hours to get through Stormblood. So if we cut it into a third, that's still 100 hours. I mean, for me, it didn't take that long. It probably won't take you that long either. But still, let's shave 20%. That's 80 hours of just leveling content in the initial world. That is a lot, and can be very daunting to a lot of people. And if that's not something you want to do, you probably won't have a lot of fun doing this, even though this is a really fun game. So if you've watched this video and some of these topics have hit home and put a sour taste in your mouth, then you're probably leaning towards this game isn't for me. It's totally okay. We're very cool about having people come join. We want you to join. There is a free trial. I don't know if you've heard, but the free trial includes the critically acclaimed expansion Heaven's Ward all the way up to level 60. No restrictions on game time. I mean, there's not a lot of different video games that will give you that large of a free trial. So if you're looking for somewhere to spend your time, but some of these items that I've gone over just don't work for you, this probably isn't going to be the best place for you to find a new place to play a game. But how will you know unless you try it? So now I will say this, there is absolutely nothing worse than someone who will sit on top of an ivory tower and say something else isn't good without any context. The game's free. Like 60% of the game's free. Give it a shot so you can at least say you tried it. I mean, seriously, if you're watching this video because you're coming over from WoW, what else you got going on, man? 9.1? The New World Alpha? Think about it, okay? Thank you so much for watching this video. Super appreciate you coming and checking it out and giving me your time today. If you liked the video, make sure you hit like. If you want to see more of these videos or some of my other content and material, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you're notified when stuff comes out. I'm Drew for Future Strategy Gaming. Take care. Peace.